A bridge too far? Developing your song journey, you need to keep the listener engaged or tell a story in 3 to 4 minutes. Bridges can provide an interesting detour or gear change in your song, though there are other ways to get to your destination. Typically appearing around two-thirds through a song and between the second and final chorus, a bridge provides contrast and a temporary departure from the main theme. Bridges often introduce a new melodic, harmonic, or rhythmic element, which builds anticipation for the song's finale. Bridge or middle eight? What's the difference? Not every bridge is a middle eight. A middle eight, typically 8 bars long, is a specific type of bridge which had its origins in the Tin Pan Alley era. It has a 32-bar AABA song form, with B being the bridge. Also, the term middle eight is more common in British English, while bridge is the standard US term. Over the Rainbow is a classic example of this song form. Another is the jazz standard I Got Rhythm. The A section has a 1-6-2-5 chord progression, and the B section moves through the circle of fourths 3-7-6-7, 2-7-5-7. The bridge in jazz often modulates to a related key, introduces a different harmonic rhythm or contrasting melodic ideas, and sets up a dramatic tension/release dynamic before resolving back to the A section. Bridges from Beethoven to the Beatles. The bridge structure draws from earlier forms like the rondo used by composers during the classical period, including Beethoven and Mozart. The form's main theme, A, alternates with contrasting themes or episodes to give patterns such as ABACA. By the mid-20th century, bridges became staples in popular music. For example, the Beatles' Yesterday, which features verses and a bridge but no chorus, AABA. There is an intense melodic shift but no distinct key change in the bridge of Yesterday, as it frequently moves between F major and its relative minor, D minor, throughout the song. The Beatles' song Something has a more distinct key modulation from C major in the verses to A major in the bridge. Other examples of this type of shift include Bryan Adams' Summer of '69, D major to F major, and Coldplay's Clocks, E-flat Mixolydian to D-flat major. Some bridges feature a change in time signature, such as the Beatles' We Can Work It Out, 4/4 to 3/4, and Pink Floyd's Money, 7/4 to 4/4. Other types of song journeys. Instead of a traditional bridge, songs can travel through a distinctive mood shift by introducing a change in dynamics or a different stylistic approach without necessarily changing key. This can be achieved by a different vocal intensity, adding more layers or dropping or adding instruments. Examples include Taylor Swift's Cruel Summer with its high-energy bridge, which includes shouted lyrics, and the Chainsmokers' Closer featuring Halsey, where instrumentation is dropped out, sometimes to a single vocal with keyboard providing contrast to the full sound. Then there are the songs that were made for greater things, creating an emotional storytelling arc with dynamic contrast and textural buildup that takes the listener on a grand journey. Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge over Troubled Water starts as an understated piano ballad before gradually building in intensity and developing into a full orchestral wall of sound production. Sleep Token's multi-genre, 8-plus-minute epic, Take Me Back to Eden begins with ethereal vocals, then accumulates layers and tension, ending with heavy metal aggression. Replacing the disappearing bridge. Traditional bridges have become less common in recent decades, particularly in mainstream pop, though some major artists, including Taylor Swift, still include bridges in their songs to great effect. Songs today are generally shorter, and there is a trend to simpler, more repetitive forms to provide instant gratification. The ease of making loop-based music with digital software has also contributed to the decline of the bridge. In the current TikTok streaming era, shorter songs with frequent hooks are favored by the algorithms. As well as hook-heavy songwriting, other techniques replacing the bridge include production-led breakdowns and drops, refrains, and longer choruses. With all these variations, a bridge often becomes unnecessary. For example, Miley Cyrus's Flowers and Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso are catchy, engaging songs that hold listeners' attention with extended choruses, as well as pre- and post-choruses. While there are fewer bridges around, they are not extinct. Unless you are chasing the algorithm, perhaps including a bridge could make your song stand out. Or maybe explore a different song structure. If you write in a singer-songwriter style, your song might lend itself to a simple verse-chorus pattern A-B-A-B. Examples here include Tracy Chapman's Fast Car and Ed Sheeran's Galway Girl. Or for narrative storytelling, use a verse-only or AAA format. This structure often includes a recurring refrain at the start or end of a verse. Classic examples are Bob Dylan's The Times They Are A-Changin' and Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line.